everybody. If you're tuning in after the live, just give me not even 60 seconds, as I know this is several hours before I would even normally come on. I'm assuming most people would assume that I'm not even going to do a live today because of just what's been going on with the accident I had. But I felt like coming on because we're at a moment with the XRP chart where it's very, very important for me to explain what's going on. And I'm assuming most people will watch this after the update, so I'm not anticipating very many people to be in the live. But I always like to go live just in case anybody has questions, and we can go over this chart together. And yeah, there is a $9 trillion shock, as you can see in the headline. According to, it's not guaranteed, but if you listen to what BlackRock spoke, well, I'll read what I have. I'll read what I have so that everybody can see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. If this actually happens, you'd get it going into major cryptos, and they actually mentioned XRP by name in this article. So that's going to be interesting. And right now, XRP, as we know, we've been talking about the last several days, how we could have a 5% drop here because we've created a bear flag yesterday, so I came out and talked about the 5% drop. And unfortunately, if you want it to go up, that's something that has to happen. If we want this pattern formation to maintain bullishness, we have to continue. We have to get this uptrending support bounce. So I'll show you exactly what I mean there. So welcome in, everybody. So I'm gonna go into this. Wow, 14 people here. I greatly appreciate that. Chance, welcome in. McNamara, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. Just have my sling on now to keep my arm elevated. I've got a splint on my hand, but the swelling is going down. As you can see, my face took, a beating. But feeling a little bit better today. But I want to get into the start of this. Make sure you hit that like button, as it will greatly help push me through the analytics. And if you can see, if you haven't seen by now, I come here no matter what. Even when I was injured, I still did well, I'm still injured. But I did updates, and now we're starting the recovery phase. So positivity over negativity, like I always say, this happened for a reason, and now we're all together again. So make sure you hit that like button. It really does help push my content. And now I'm going to get into the intro. Good late morning, 11:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, July 6th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I'm very excited to talk about this. It's about we can listen to it or I can read it. I'll probably play it, and then we'll stop as it goes along, just so I don't have to waste my voice, as you know. But first, I want to go into the chart real quick, just so we can see exactly what's going on. To everybody tuning in, welcome in. I greatly appreciate your support. And if you're watching this after, just hit that like button for me, or if you're even watching it now. And if you like my content, consider joining Tom's Army and subscribing to the channel. So XRP right now down 1.95% to 4682. AZ Marine, thanks for all your work and commitment, Tom. Is my amen, Yeshua. Good, at least the comments are coming through. I appreciate that. That's what I do, my friend, Like they say, no good deed goes unpunished. And sometimes you got to take your medicine. And, I was doing too many things at once, so it's a good lesson. So right now, as we can see with XRP, it got rejected at the 486 mark, or 487 roughly. It came up, got rejected, but we don't want that part. The second part yesterday, or today now, we got rejected at, what time was that? 369. So that is today. That's about 2:13 a.m. We tried to come up to the 200-day in the 3-hour, couldn't get there, but in the 4-hourly, we couldn't even make it past the 100, got rejected, and now we pushed down. We talked about a 5% drop yesterday and this morning down to the 4568 level, or 457. That's a strong hold if we're going to start to bounce up here. If we lose that, the problem here is we do have the inverted head and shoulders neckline at 44 cents. But I'll be honest, if we lose this formation, it's going to be very tough. We'll put the 44 cent, just this support line, just so we don't forget that is technically the inverted head and shoulders neckline bounce. So technically, you could have an overextension on a shot down and not have an 18%. You could do something like this and then bounce back up. But remember, there's also boom, inverted head and shoulders, neckline, bounce to confirm the resistance, and then fall through, and then you would still get that same bounce. If we do lose this support structure, that's where you get this big drop down. So just remember that. Conversely, as we've talked about, if we can hold this support, this is where we're going to get a massive bounce. If we hold 4, 5, 7, it'll be a 22% bounce to the top of the formation. So we'll see how this exactly plays out. But that's something we have to pay attention to. So we'll watch this accordingly. But I want to read this. I want to go through this. So I won't talk. I'll let you guys listen. And if you have any questions, let me know and I'll stop as we go. But this is important. This is the shock flip reveals unprecedented 9 trillion revolution could be about to hit the price of Bitcoin and major cryptos, Ethereum, BNB, and XRP. Maybe I'll read it. I like to read it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto prices have rocketed higher over the last month as the shock flips to crypto continue to pile up. The Bitcoin price has doubled over the last 6 months, fueling an Ethereum, BNB, and XRP cryptocurrency price boom. And they've been talking about the China earthquake. We'll go into this farther, but I thought this was interesting because they actually talked about BlackRock and Larry Fink, which is the executive, chief executive, but who leads. Let's get into this. So the cryptocurrency price boom that could herald a surprise China earthquake. Now Larry Fink, the BlackRock chief executive who leads the world's largest asset manager that oversees some $9 billion worth of assets around the world, that said Bitcoin and crypto could revolutionize finance, a remarkable shift in opinion from a man who once called Bitcoin index of money laundering, declaring that that's all it is. It's at the start of a bull run. You need to despite being initially skeptical of Bitcoin because it was heavily used for, let's say, illicit activities, Fink has come around to the technology and now thinks BlackRock should embrace it. And they have a $9 trillion worth of assets, so that would be interesting. What we're trying to do with crypto is make more democratize and make it much cheaper for investors, Fink told Fox Business. BlackRock began working with major crypto exchange Coinbase. Jamal, welcome in. I greatly appreciate that. Greatly. I did not know 35 people are going to be here. I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked. Make sure you hit that like button, though. 34 people watching, 12 likes. I think we can do better than that. 37 people. You're seeing only 12 likes. They're going to suspect that I'm not putting out good content. So let's not give a reason for somebody to leave. Don't give them that negative outlook when they first walk in. Give them that positive vibe. Hit that like button. That's all I ask. Hell, I'm coming here injured. I think I've earned a like, Hit that like button. Daniel, welcome in. Digger's Golden Shovel, welcome in. Jamal, thanks for the like. I greatly appreciate it. Appreciate that, Daniel. Greatly. I know it's a busy time of the day, but I figured I would come here during a volatile time, but also bring some interesting news. Day Trader, welcome in. Absolutely. Hit that like button. 17 likes, 36 people watching. You could always send a YouTube super chat if you don't want to hit the like button, or you could always subscribe to Tom's Army. Pay it forward for the work I do, since I don't do paid advertisements, promotions, or paid sponsorships or anything like that. Zoo, welcome in. Hi, Tom, love your content. Keep it up and hope you get well soon. I'm getting better. As you can see, I'm doing the live, so I'm feeling a little bit better. Still got some swelling in the hand, but it's definitely gone down. So now we just got to work. So let's see. So Wall Street giants are offering crypto services in exchange for the juicy fee clients are willing to pay for safe and secure access to volatile and often let me read this again. BlackRock began working with major crypto exchange Coinbase last year and has built out its Bitcoin services since then, following other Wall Street giants and offering crypto services in exchange for juicy fees. Clients are willing to pay for safe and secure access to the volatile and often hugely lucrative crypto markets. Bro, anyone ever tell you look like... Yes. Yes, they have. So, the two that people tell me I look like the most, and yes, especially with the injury and the way I look in my older years, they tell me I look like Walter White. Yes, especially, If I were to shave my head and I didn't have as much hair as I do, I would probably look more like Walter White. Uh, but yes, I get that all the time, especially since the injury. They said I must have been doing some dirty business, or I survived a hit from the Bitcoin maxis. That's what I've been getting a lot. But the other person that they say from Desperate Housewives is I look like Carlos. So either one I'll take. Either one I'll take. So think about that. If BlackRock actually starts sending or makes it easier for their clients to access crypto and make it, push it's safer this way, they have a $9 trillion market, or should I say $9 trillion in assets. So the asset manager sent shockwaves through the world of crypto with a filing for U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF. So doesn't it make sense why this is happening if we take a closer look? So yeah, I could have done an update to do the technical analysis, but when I do stuff like this, I like to see if anybody has questions, especially news like this. In the middle of the month, a move that was closely followed by other finance heavyweights who expect BlackRock to curve a path through the regulatory minefield. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, reportedly rebuffed the application, calling it not clear and comprehensive, but NASDAQ last week refiled for BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, suggesting the company is keen to find a route to market. We have a good track record working with our regulators and trying to make sure we're thinking about all the issues around any filings. Fink said, adding that he couldn't get into specifics about BlackRock's landmark spot Bitcoin ETF application. We work really closely with our regulators and we want to hear from the regulators. So Fink and BlackRock seem to have settled on the prevailing narrative that Bitcoin is best viewed as a more modern form of gold rather than a tool for payments. The role of Bitcoin, and I don't like that, saying that it's like gold. The only reason you could say it's like gold is because it's, okay, so here's the deal. Bitcoin is not currency. Bitcoin is money, just like gold. And the reason I say that, I don't think it's necessarily a store of value, but currency can only be used in your native land. So I can only use the U.S. Dollar and actually use it in America. I can go to other countries, but it's going to be in relation to their fiat. The only reason that U.S. is widely renowned around the world is because you have to get your petrol by converting into U.S. dollar. That's far different from me going to Japan or having to go use the yen and converting my U.S. dollar to yen. Sure, there's a ratio, but that's why it's currency, the dollar or the yen. But like crypto, I would say it's more of a money because it can be used anywhere universally. So, I mean, we might need to delve into that a little bit more. How crypto is money and the US dollar or your normal fiat is currency. So yes, I would agree with that part of it, that if you want to say it's money like gold, sure. Because you can use it in Japan just as easily as you can use it in the USA, and it'll flip into your native currency automatically. So could you say crypto is a money instead of currency? By that definition, yes. But if you want to talk about a store of value, it's a very slippery slope. A store of value is something that it's not going to change so greatly over. Like if I look at my gold from now to a year, sure, it might only be up 1 or 2%, but it's not going to be like Bitcoin where next year I might look and it might be down 65%. But conversely, my gold's probably not going to be up 70% next year when I look, where Bitcoin could be up 500%. You never know. That's why you like to use Bitcoin and gold in relation. If you're having a good run with Bitcoin or your crypto, which for us XRP, but we're using Bitcoin as a general analogy. If you're using Bitcoin and you make profit or XRP or crypto, well, yeah, then you turn it into gold and silver as a store of value. You certainly aren't going to leave it on the exchange to buy something else during the bull market. That's how you lose your money. You need to buy in before. So if you want to talk about crypto being money, yes. Store of value, I disagree. I don't think it's a currency, though. I certainly don't think crypto is a currency. Because if it's a currency, you wouldn't be able to use it universally. It would be subjective to your native currency. So if I'm buying XRP in the USA, I wouldn't be able to send it to somebody in Japan. But because cryptocurrency and digital assets automatically pushes into the native fiat, but now if we go digital, it could be a way around, but you're going to have to get through regulations. So that's where we're at. So don't get it twisted. It's not a currency, but it's certainly not a store of value. Mo Money said, just making a way for the institutional investors to so-called manipulate the market by being able to remotely control the crypto market. without owning the underlying asset, Bitcoin. Absolutely. That's why they're going through the ETF route, because now it's on the stock market. Imagine how much more money. This is the other thing. Does that mean $9 trillion goes into the Bitcoin market, or does it go into the ETF? You know, that's the interesting part. Yes, with what they're working with Coinbase, that could definitely help, but certainly some money's going to go into the stock market and not crypto. Free toast. Could the XRP price go to 31 cents this time? Well, we've got a couple things that would have to happen first. We would need to lose the 457, and then we'd have to lose the inverted head and shoulders neckline at 44 cents. But after that, I mean, you really have a 18% drop down to 37 or 36 cent area. If you lose that, absolutely. There's not much holding us. The 357, I mean, there's not much. Your groceries right there. So, but we'll get back into the XRP chart. Let me just continue reading this. So, and we have 33 people watching, 21 likes. Let's do a better job hitting that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. The role of Bitcoin is digitizing gold, Fink said. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation or the onerous problems of any one country or the devaluation of your currency, Bitcoin is an international asset and not based on any currency or any one currency, and can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. The foundation of BlackRock is about hope. You invest for retirement because you believe tomorrow is better than today. Fink's comments have been cheered by many in the crypto community who see the flip to Bitcoin supporter as a sign unprecedented levels of support could be about to hit the Bitcoin and crypto market, potentially boosting the price of Ethereum, BNB, and XRP. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink's statement that Bitcoin is an international asset that can help give clients a better future signals a new chapter for Bitcoin where it is embraced by the most established and trusted names in global finance. Alex Edelman, the chief executive of Bitcoin Rewards app, Lolly, said in email comments, as global institutions continue to show their faith in Bitcoin as a preferred store of value, we will see and I think they always say store of value to trick the actual person who's trying to store their value in gold and silver. They always use the store of value. I think they should say it's an unprecedented shift in money, not store of value. That's going to throw some people off or give you the wrong impression. So, unprecedented levels of mainstream adoption and demand. Bitcoin ETF filings from global leaders like BlackRock and Fidelity will also continue to catalyze a race among other financial institutions to offer Bitcoin-based financial products and meet rising client demands. So, what do we think about that, everybody? I think that's pretty interesting. Ron, welcome in. I greatly appreciate you. It's digitizing gold in many ways. It's all about tokenization as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well, Ron. So let's finish this up here. It's been 18 minutes. So far, so good. But I want to just answer a question that we had. So, oh, beautiful. Can you did they give me a small one?
They have two.
Oh, okay. Can you put one in the freezer, please? But if we do break down, somebody asked if 31 cents is on the horizon. Well, if we break this pattern formation here and lose the 357, which seemingly seems to we want to come down to today. Right now, it looks like we are continuing this bear flag in higher time frames. We're going to look for a rejection at 473, so don't get it twisted. We're going to have to come up a little bit to get that rejection. But if you're going to continue down, more than likely a 473 would be rejection. Or the top of this little area right here. You could technically get rejected at 47 cents, right where we're at. But then you come back down here, and this is actually the pattern formation. And if we hold this, this could catapult us up some 22% to the top side. So it's actually very, very important. Andy, massage the charts, Tom. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you, Andy. And thank you, Tom, for the hard work you put in. No problem. It's what I do. I'm just surprised there's 38 people here. I'm not even going to lie. So if we do hold that formation, we could have a 22% move back to the top. And that's right around 56 cents, right at 56 cents now. But if we do break down 44 cents, the inverted head and shoulders, and now let's widen this out a little bit. Mark, your opinion? Yep. More money print club. But what happens if Bitcoin loses its dominance or if XRP decouples? Oh, well, that's easy. XRP is going to go through the fucking roof. XRP at some point will decouple. It's just we can't get ahead of ourselves. And right now, let me answer this question that one person asked, and then we can continue delving into it. So, thank you. If we lose this uptrend, we would have to come down to the inverted head and shoulders neckline. And then, like I showed at the beginning of this, you could very well fall into a moment where you go boom, 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 and then it ends up breaking down. So if we do that, that's an 18% drop down to that 37-cent mark roughly. But the important thing to remember here is we probably wouldn't stop there. We would probably finish it off because that's just a formation uptrend. But the 2020 uptrend sits below that. And you would probably find your, I guess it's close. 366 or 364 and 37 cents is close. But that likely could be the area you're coming to, is that 2020 uptrend. But if we keep it more easily seen and easier, to dissect for everybody, basically what alerted me yesterday that we were about to have a 5% drop is we had a formation start setting up, and it was putting in a bear flag. It set this formation, it broke down, and it couldn't well, actually it wasn't even broken down this far, but it didn't break back up, and it broke down. Which time frame was it in? I think it might have been a higher time frame that was showing it. No, it's certainly part of this formation, but it was starting to pull back up. So it came down, this is what happened. It came down to 47 last night and then started pulling back up. This is very bearish in the 2 hour. But last night it alerted me because we had a little bit of a bear flag forming, and it lined up perfectly with coming down to the 457. So in the update, I knew that we had an issue. So I said we had just about a 5% drop looming. I don't even know what I said in the update, to be honest. How did I title that? XRP community 5% correction likely after short-term bear flag forms. Okay. And then we reconfirmed it in the update this morning. So, yeah. So, yesterday we talked about the 5% drop. So, we basically had the 5% drop already. We came down to 461 now. That could be close enough to 457, but I like to see a direct hit. So, right now what you're seeing is it's showing us right now that we probably should get a retest at this 473 area. And then if we want to start pulling up here, you would have to break back above the 200-day and the short time frames at 48 cents. But right now it's standard operating procedure. Looks like this bear flag is forming in higher time frames. Now we've seen it in shorter time frames, but now it's definitely forming in higher time frames because we can bring it out farther than the 30-minute now. We can see it in about the 40. You can see it in the 1 hour, but you can clearly see it in the 45. So it's possible we do, right? It's possible we do. So just pay attention to that formation. It's very, very important. So does anybody have any questions, just out of curiosity? Because I don't have the strength today to go around to 400 different things. But I definitely have time to answer some stuff. 41 people watching. Thank you very much. Will the recent class action lawsuit against Ripple gain any traction? That's an interesting question. We'll cover that at a later time. I did. Are you talking about out of California? Just out of curiosity. It started from a day trader losing equity and holding Ripple responsibilities for selling him/her as security. I believe it was. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what I read. That's definitely what I was reading. And you know what? If you ask me, by that happening, and we can read through this, by that happening, wouldn't that give a little bit of reason for the SEC to dismiss this as a security? Now that if it's a security, all these things that can start happening, like, hey, the government allowed these exchanges to work in the USA. Why would they allow XRP to be on there for years? Why was it only after it met their personal interest did they actually say XRP was a security, and it cost millions of people money, thousands of people in the US, possibly? That's a honest observation there, my friend. If they know the lawsuit, it's over and won, I think the price will come way down. and can push it up and profit way more. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's breaking itself down now. But there's a chance if this lawsuit, it could still come down to that 2020 uptrend around 12 and a half, 13 cents, or the 2020 bottom to make a true double bottom where the lawsuit was announced in December 2020. That is possible. But what I was telling everybody since 2021 is when we get sub 40 cents, when we make our first buy, it's not to sell. You know, so we bought anywhere from 28 to almost 40 cents. So we have a 34 and a half cent roughly average. So my whole philosophy here is you keep that average. You're not looking to sell out, everybody. You're not looking to sell out of it. What we're looking is for a 20% drop below our buy-in. And then another 20%. We're going to keep adding to it appropriately, whether it's 1,000 more tokens, which is 10%, or 2,000 because it would be a 20% drop. So you had 20% more. That's what you'd have to figure out. So we're going to finish off with this. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not reading this right now. I've covered what I need to cover. I've done what I need to do. I'm going to do this in a later update because I've talked too much. It's been 26 minutes. I don't want to overdo it. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you got anything out of this, I would love to see more people in Tom's Army that are watching. You can join Tom's Army, video description below. Read the mission statement, see why it's so important for you to join Tom's Army. And then you can also find a way to trade XRP in the USA without even having to do a KYC with FEMX. And they don't have spot fees right now. So pay attention to that. And then you can send it to your native wallet or over to Uphold if that's what you prefer. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you all have a good day. It's been an honor to be back to do a live. We got about a half hour. So if anybody wants to say bye, it's up to you. Super chats, join the channel, hit subscribe, share it, hit the like button. All that and more. All that and more. Mark, thank you so much. Sith Lord, go Ohio State and Penn State. Well, you know, it's going to be a rough season for Ohio State and Penn State this year. So we'll see what happens. Michigan stack. Jason, appreciate that. I will certainly rest up. Hopefully you guys got a lot of information out of this. I appreciate it. Free toast. Thank you so much. Is it more likely that XRP could actually be a double topper on the 55-cent level and needs to come down? Yes, it's possible. It's possible. 55 could be a double top. That's why the formation we're in is so important. We need to see if the 457 level. We need to see if the 457 level holds on the pattern formation. That's where we'll get all of our information, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day. Pay attention to that formation. Take a screenshot of my chart. One last time. That's all you need to watch. That's all you need to watch, ladies and gentlemen. All these questions can simply be answered. Are we going to go lower? Is that formation going to break? And will we lose the inverted head and shoulders neckline at 44 cents? That's it. If that breaks, we're going much lower. We have no choice. And you would probably break 40 cents in the short term if that formation breaks. But that is to be determined. That's why we have the pattern formation set out. So, any other questions? Less than 2 minutes I'll be around. Less than 2 minutes. So ask your question now or forever hold your peace. Bitcoin. Might as well talk Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin, despite the drop, everybody, what have I been saying? And if you stuck around, congratulations, because this is important. We came right down to the 30,000 support. What is that support? Why is that red line there? The CME gap that we filled. Also a psychological level, but the fact we all have the CME gap again, came back up into the bull flag. And I'm not adjusting it because of these lower lows that were down here. We still have the bull flag formation. It just came down with wicks. So as long as this fills out, we would still come up to 35,054. The moment you see us break the bull flag, lose 30,000 and retest it as resistance, the tactical target on a breakdown from the bull flag is none other than the 25,194 level. So pay attention to that. And I hope everybody stuck around and watched this live when it was released until the very end. I always put information at the back end. So Jordan, Zoomist, Jason, Free Toast, Jordan English, Mark, Rizbo, welcome in. Sith, thank you so much. More money. Andy, Bronze Aviation, Digger's Gold Shovel, Day Trader, Daniel, Jamal, AZ Marine, Chance, McNamara. Thank you so much, everybody. Bitcoin may be having a death cost. Oh, it definitely. It definitely in the smaller time frames. That's the problem. In the smaller time frames, it absolutely is with Bitcoin. It absolutely is. But what we're looking at right now, 2-hour time frame. We just had our bearish cross in the 2-hour time frame. So is this a bull flag that just got formed in 2-hourly after a quick drop? Because that's what happens a lot of times. The pattern's not ready to reverse. Otherwise, we'll get a rejection up here at about 30,600. No, 30,615, and that could signal a further correction down in the 2-hourly. But we'll see. We'll see. That support, there is a support structure before 475 at 462, as some have pointed out. So that could be what held up with XRP. So that is definitely a possibility, everybody. That's definitely a possibility. Bitcoin spot ETF, anyone really believe the SEC will approve Coinbase? Even if this application will take 18 months to go on. Yeah, you know, they have their nefarious purposes. Everything's starting to come together, everybody. But stay blessed, everybody. I'll catch you at a later